Welcome to the Sales to CEO podcast. This podcast takes you from the sales floor to the big office. I'm Louie Herron, and it's my personal mission to coach, teach, and inspire you to realize the opportunity you have in the automobile business. Learn all the strategies, tactics needed to sell not 15 or 20 cars a month. Let's think 40 or 50 cars a month and grow from sales to sales manager, maybe sales manager to general manager, or even the dealer principal, whichever one you desire. Let's drive your career forward together today. Hey guys, what's up? Louie Herron. Welcome to the Sales to CEO podcast. Excited to be with you here today. Let me tell you, I have been in some stores over the last couple of weeks, and I want to tell you something that is sticking out like a sore thumb to me. And honestly, it truly baffles me. So today we're talking about an important component of selling some cars. Sales management, listen to me. Salespeople, listen to me. You would be amazed. To some of you may think this is crazy. Some of you may be in the same exact boat. But I've been in a couple dealerships over the last couple of weeks, and I have realized that a lot of stores do not have a needs assessment form, no needs analysis form, no proper guidance of actually asking high quality questions that will be used in the close. These questions and answers will be used throughout the demonstration presentation. And believe it or not, there are some stores in this country where they do not use a needs assessment form. So that begs the question, if you don't have a needs assessment form, how do you gather the information from the consumer when you first meet and greet somebody? I mean, when you think about the needs assessment form, needs analysis, fact finding, qualifying, do we do that on the yard? Just standing outside, kicking it? Again, there's many ways to get to the end result of selling a car. In fact, some of the reasons why some of the processes in a car dealership break down is because every last one of us, myself included, has sold a car before and has skipped some steps. We have. We've skipped a demo and sold a car. We have skipped a presentation and sold a car. We have skipped a needs assessment, no fact finding, and end up selling a car. For that reason, this is what prevents us from really going through the proper channels of making sure we're doing the basic fundamentals when we're trying to sell a car. It is so vital, so important that you pay attention and listen to what I'm sharing with you right now. Think about this for a moment. The needs assessment, it is the need of the deal. It is the pain points of the deal. It is the reason why they're there. It is the purpose. It will affect the outcome of who sells them a car. Think about it for a minute. Consumers come into the dealership, and we know this. They're not just hanging out with us. There is a valid interest, regardless of the stalls, regardless of the lies, regardless of all the walls they put up in front of us. They are there with an intention. Now, mind you, until they run into a salesman, they may not purchase that day, but they do have the intention to gather the information they need so they can make a decision on what they want to buy, predicated on the vehicle, the needs, the safety, the reliability, the fuel efficiency, their last car, the financial arrangement, interest rate, monthly payment, down payment, term, special incentivized subvented rates. All these things are applicable in the mind of a consumer when they're trying to buy a car. So again, let's back up for a minute. We're going to first meet and greet a customer, and we're going to do our damnedest to build a relationship, build a friendship. Much like if you were walking to the service department, and I know a lot of you don't have the tactics and strategies on how to actually approach a service customer to get a conversation going, to get to a needs assessment, to get to a point of where we can actually talk about what they're driving, to actually trade them up out of their current car, purchase their car out of the service department, get them something newer. But in essence, it's the same thing when you're meeting and greeting somebody that just pulls in. They're a stranger. You don't know who they are, right? So what do? What have you been taught to do? You look at the tag, where they're from. Is there a car seat in the back? You know, all these little indicators that create conversation. So it's important that in the first step when we're engaging with somebody, again, forget the car for a moment. How are you? Welcome to my name and your name. Man, what brings you out? How long you been shopping? Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish today. Whatever the case may be, let them begin to explain All right. And then we know the next step is the needs assessment. The next step is true fact finding. The next step is the true qualification. And when I say qualify a customer, most of you that came up in my era, qualify a customer meant, do they have the ability to buy? Do they have cash down? Do they have the credit to do something? And are they willing to do something today? If those four things did not match up or line up, sales managers told you, get them to hell off the lot. I'm not wasting my time with them today. Go find you a buyer. To me, that's absolutely insane. However, that's how I grew up in the car business. Some of you still operate in the same capacity as some of your dealerships today. Right? Again, that's another topic for another time. Let me stick to the script. We're talking needs assessment. So if you're in your dealership right now and you do not have a needs assessment form where you're asking high quality questions to get high quality answers to be able to navigate the right vehicle, car them up on the right car that's financially is going to work for them as well as benefit the dealership and benefit your pocket and yourself as well for the hard work you're getting ready to put in to this customer, this client. So again, do you have a needs assessment form? If you do not have one, please go to louieherron.com, get the Sales to CEO course. I've got the PDFs. I've got needs assessment forms. You got to have this stuff, guys. This is so basic, so fundamental. It's ridiculous. So when we're talking about the needs assessment, again, we're talking about the needs, the pain of the deal, the reasons they're there. And when we talk about this form, okay, one of the things that I have on top of my form basically is a word track that's in my program that I think is vital, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to have interrogation. We want conversation. We want communication, not interrogation. The consumer did not come on to the lot today to meet you, to come inside the dealership, sit down and fill out paperwork. That's not what they came to do. And if you carry yourself and conduct yourself in a manner in which you bring them inside to do that, you're going to run into some resistance, some problems, right? We don't want to interrogate. We want to have conversation. We're trying to find the needs. I want you to put yourself in the perspective of like a real estate agent, okay? A real estate agent is not going to grab keys and waste their gas and go show 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 homes to somebody as soon as they walk into the building and meet and greet somebody. They're not going to do it. But yet you, and I've done it in the past, we'll go waste our gas, which is our feet, and we're going to walk this whole damn lot until the customer lands on something they want without any kind of qualification, without any kind of assessment of the need, the desire, the wants, the financial arrangement. And they're going to pick a car that they're going to fall in love with. And you're going to spend time driving it. And you're going to spend time demonstrating it and presenting it. And then you're going to come into the dealership and you're going to write this deal up. You're going to try to put it together, hand them a proposal, try to lock down the deal, to only find out that they want to be at $420 a month. And you know, we're sitting at $675. And come to find out, they had some flexibility in equipment, but we didn't show it to them. So then what would he do in the 9th inning? Sales manager says, hey man, you're gonna have to switch them on cars. You're on too much car. So now you go back out there to try to switch the customer on a car after you've been with them for 3.5, 4 hours, of which all of this could have been mitigated had we done a proper needs assessment. We've got to do the needs assessment. You've got to have the consultative moment with the customer. Now, in the Sales to CEO program, I teach you exactly how to transition from meet and greet, build a relationship, making a friend, and coming inside successfully to be able to get a form filled out. All right. So again, we've got to have the needs assessment filled out. Remember, in the needs assessment, one of the main goals of a needs assessment is we want to find out their last purchase experience, what they're currently driving, how long they've had it, how many miles are on it, does it have a clean Carfax, has it ever been in an accident, do you service it and maintain it? When you bought the car, did you have to get that car based on your credit, or was that the car you wanted and you fell in love with? If you were to buy something 2, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, what equipment on the car that you have now would you like to have on your newer car? Tell me something. What do you love? I mean, absolutely freaking love. And I would say it just like that. What do you love about the car you're currently driving? Because my experience tells me they're not going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff they love. That's why they want out, right? So I want to hear what they don't love about it. Why? So I can marry them up with a car that I have that they love, with all the stuff that their current car doesn't currently have. Right? Again, guys, I'm not sharing something with you that's rocket science. I know you're listening going, makes sense. I know that. I understand that. That it shouldn't be new and novel to you what I'm explaining. My point is, if you meet and greet, shake hands. Welcome to my name is and your name. Thanks for coming out to see us. What can I get you information on today? Well, I'm looking for, this is what I want. Fantastic. Let's go walk the lot. Men, women, I'm telling you, you're going to have a problem. Now, can you sell a car that way? Absolutely. You do it every day. You do it every day. But here's the problem. Not only do you not maximize your gross profit because you're on the wrong car 9 times out of 10, not only do you not have the relationship and rapport and the needs to be able to tie it down in the close with emotion based on what they said, okay? If you're lucky enough to make a deal that day, you'd be fortunate to do so because 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be on the wrong unit. So again, we're talking needs assessment. We're talking a needs assessment form. We're talking about a needs analysis. We're talking about fact finding. We're talking about qualifying. All right. And I want you to make sure that you understand the most pivotal part is their current car. Now you may say, well, Louie, he doesn't have a trade. No problem. No problem. Mr. Customer, let me ask you something. The last time you bought a car, okay, what did you buy? How was that experience? What was the equipment that was on that car? What was the reason why you got rid of that car? Where's that car at now? What are you currently driving? You'll find out the answers. I'm in a rental car. I got it from Avis. I got into a car accident. I sold it to my brother. I gave the car to my daughter. I don't have any car now. The car was paid for. I still owe payments on that car. All of these answers, by asking a question, let a consumer communicate to you what's on their mind, what's on their heart, what they need. This is the vital part of actually putting together the acquisition of a car deal. If you don't take the time to do a proper needs assessment. Now look, guys been selling cars 10 years, 15 years, 9 years, and you're listening going, dude, this is so basic, so fundamental, like a meet and greet and build a friendship and a relationship and do a needs assessment and ask high quality questions. And God forbid I touch the desk and let them know what's going on before I actually go get a car and then really like demonstrate a car like $1 million walk around presentation and actually drive the car and let them experience the car. And then come in and trial close on the deal and write the deal up. Come on, I know how to do all these things. Sure we do. I'm not saying you don't. What I am saying is we've got certain components of every car transaction from handshake to tail light. There's a certain amount of effort, work, and process that goes into play. My only question is how many times do we execute the process? How many steps do we skip throughout the process? The fact that you've sold a car before and you've skipped a few steps is the biggest inhibitor of you following through and doing the process the way it should and could be done to maximize every deal. Remember, when we're talking about a sales process and you sell 10 cars and you did the sales process to a T, from handshake to tail lights, you did it correct on 10 out of 10 and you sold 6 cars. I promise you, had you skipped steps and didn't do process out of those 10 deals, all right, you'd have sold 3 cars. You'd have sold 2. You're not going to sell as many cars. You're definitely not going to make as much gross, okay, if you don't follow a process. Like literally do the steps you know to do every day, every time, without fail, no exception. You will become better. You will become sharper, and it's part of the deal. Not only that, you earn the right to ask for all the money when you are a true pro. When you put your heart and your passion into asking high quality questions, documenting it on the sheet, keeping those notes, using it back in the conversation. Mr. Customer, you said to me, you told me earlier, what I heard you say was, if you don't have that data, you can't refer back to some of the things they had conversation about. If you didn't write it down, you're not going to remember it. Hell, half of you can't even remember their name from a handshake to get back to the write-up. Mr. Customer, what was your name again? I mean, think about some of the basic things that I'm sharing. So I'm in these stores, I'm seeing what's going on, guys, and I just want to share with you, look, if you don't have a needs assessment form, go to Sales CEO, go to louieherron.com. You got to start getting some of this space. You got to have that, period. I mean, period. If you don't know how to transition from a meet and greet handshake and the ability to get them into the dealership and sit them down and have a consultation with them like a pro, okay, like a pro. All right, get them a cup of coffee, something cold to drink, slow everything down a little bit, get them comfortable, invite them into your home, offer them something to eat or drink like we always do if you invite someone to your house. Same concept. Show them some love, actually care about the consumer, care enough to find out why are you here? What has brought you to this point? What is driving you crazy? What is not working for you on your current car? Why do you want something newer? What equipment has lacked? What excites you? All of these things that I'm asking you guys with passion, you want to know, because that is the emotion behind the deal. Because newsflash, when you get back into the store after a test drive and you're about to do a write-up, math is math. You can do hide the weenie all you want. You can trick people, okay? And all that nonsense is going to get you found out. But at the end of the day, math is math. And if you don't have the skill sets to be able to negotiate with somebody with math and show them the math, that's a whole nother level where again, and if you've done all the steps that precede the close should be fairly easy. If they love the car, you're on the right car, you've asked the right questions, you've gotten the right answers, everything's right, you should be able to put a car deal together. Guys, look, this is another episode of Sales CEO. Look, thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, share this episode with some of your car colleagues, your friends, your buddies, those that may need a little assistance. If you are a sales manager, man, get your staff on the program, buddy. Get your staff on Sales to CEO. Worst case, get them on the podcast. It's free. It doesn't cost a penny. Also, anybody listening, I've been in stores doing live sales meetings, all over the place, from Texas to Connecticut, man, to Baltimore. I'm all over the place doing things. So if you want me in your store and do a live meeting, all you got to do is go to louieherron.com, shoot me an email. Just shoot me an email. I'll get it to my VP of sales. We'll figure it out. Look, guys, I'm telling you, you can be great in this business. You can accomplish fantastic things. You can be great, but you've got to put in the work. You've got to have the mindset, the skill sets, and the habits on a daily basis. You got to make sure you got the scripts, the words, the strategies, the tactics, whether it's prospecting, social media, outbound phone calls, appointment setting, whether it's sales process, closing skills, handling internet leads. I don't care what it is, what component it is. You can always get better. Look, until next week, guys, I look forward to seeing you once again. Thank you for showing up on the Sales to CEO podcast. Thanks for tuning in to the Sales to CEO podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, and share with other car professionals. Guys, it really helps a ton. For those ready to take the next step, visit louieherron.com for the Sales to CEO course and many other courses and resources you're going to need to get you to that 40 and 50 cars a month. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Louie Herron TV for more insights, strategies as well. Let's keep driving your career forward together.